All right, so now we have almost completed the security chapter, and I'll just give you a summary of what we have discussed so far. In the Salesforce, security is basically divided into two different parts. One is the data security, or what we call is the record level security. In the record level security is as an admin, we define which data would be visible to whom, and the record level security starts with organization wide default. If the organization wide default is private or public read only, that's where we do manual sharing and then auto sharing to extend the security, extend the access. And then we have something called role hierarchy, which again does the same thing. It extends the organization wide default private or public read only thing. So this is the record level security part, where we talked about how as an admin you can deal with the data security. And in the other hand, we had something called object level security, or admin level security, or field level security. Correct? So object and admin and field level security is something we drive through something called profile and permission set. Right? So profile and permission set will deal with the admin level security, like which user will be able to do what in the system, or which user will be able to access which object, which what permissions, either read, write, delete, what permissions, or which user will be able to access which field of a particular object. That's called field level security. Okay, all these three things has been done with this profile and permission set. Right, so these are the two different types of security that we have in Salesforce. I hope there is no concern or queries in this particular concept. We also have covered up the user management, where we have seen how you as an admin will go and onboard all the business users one by one, right? And for that admin to onboard the users inside the org, all you need is the licenses, right? So we have seen what is this license management. So what is license, and why do you need license to onboard a particular user? Okay, one small point that I want to share with you here is this. Okay, suppose sometime what happened, customer, let's say they have hired somebody named Rajesh. Okay, and Rajesh is a user. Okay, and you as an admin have created the Rajesh's user with Salesforce license as you. So Rajesh might be leaving the organization. So let's say Rajesh is leaving the organization and somebody named Rishik is joining him. Okay, now the thing is, how do you as an admin will transfer all the leads or all the data that has been owned by Rajesh to Rishik? Okay, this is very simple. Okay, ideally what we do as an admin is we edit this particular user named Rajesh. We as an admin edit this user. Okay, and while editing, we change all the data. We replace all the data of Rajesh with Rishik's information. This is where the same Rajesh, who was the owner of, let's say, thousands of data, now has been replaced with Rishik's email, phone, first name and last name. So now Rishik is the new owner of all the Rajesh's data, right? So this is how we used to onboard the new user. Just remember one thing, we can do one more thing over here, right? That is, sometime what we do is we deactivate the user. You know what is deactivating? What do you mean by deactivating a user? We as an admin, what we do is we deactivate the users. Let's say again, Rajesh was the user. Okay, and that user actually left the organization, and someone, or maybe that same Rajesh can actually come and resume the work after like 6 months. Possible, right? So what we do is, in order to solve this scenario, we go ahead and deactivate the user. So we have an option. Let me just go to Salesforce and show you this. See, we have an option to check this deactivate or activate checkbox, right? So if I click on the edit button, I as an admin will deactivate the user for certain time. And I think I have to tell you something over here. The moment you deactivate a particular user, what happened is that user license you can reuse for another user. Again, it means, suppose I had only one, I had 0 licenses left. For an example, suppose I as an admin, I had to create a new user, but what I found is I had no license left with, right? If I go to company information, this is the company details, and if you see here, there are like no remaining licenses. In this case, I can deactivate one user. The moment you deactivate one user, that user's license will be freed up, and you can reuse that user's license to create some other user. So that's called deactivate. Okay, so either a user can be deactivated or a user can be edited and replace all the testing user data with the new user data. Got it? Now the second and third option is this. Sometimes what you can do as an admin is we can freeze the user. It means the user will hold the license. The user will be an active user in this inside the org, but until and unless we as an admin like unfreeze this user, the user will not be able to log in and check things in the system, right? So we can freeze the user for a certain time as an admin, and we can go back and unfreeze the same user again so that the user can relog in. All right, so that's all about the user management and the license management part. Next thing that we're going to discuss, which is automation. Automation is something that's that's the big reason for the customer to use a CRM, especially the Salesforce CRM. Correct. Let's talk about the automations in the next video.